The galactic research station Zenith 7 floated in the void between star systems, a neutral ground where thousands of species conducted their scientific endeavors. Dr. Daisy Chen stood before the Universal Biological Analysis Terminal, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface with practiced ease. The U-BAT was the most sophisticated medical scanner in known space, capable of analyzing the biological composition of any registered species in the Galactic Council's database. Running standard toxicology scan, Daisy announced to her research partner, Oscar Martinez, who sat at the adjacent workstation. They were the only two humans assigned to this sector of the station, part of humanity's recent integration into the wider galactic community. Oscar glanced up from his datapad, his dark eyes reflecting the blue glow of the screens. Still can't believe we're actually here. 3 years ago, we thought we were alone in the universe. Daisy smiled, placing her hand on the bioscanner pad. And now, we're cataloging ourselves in the greatest medical database ever created. Pretty wild, right? The U-BAT hummed to life, drawing a small blood sample through microscopic needles. Daisy watched as her blood entered the analysis chamber, expecting a routine cataloging process. This was standard procedure for all new species joining the Council, a complete biological profile to ensure proper medical treatment across the galaxy. The machine's hum changed pitch. Then it began to flash red. Daisy? Oscar stood up, his chair scraping against the metal floor. Is it supposed to do that? Before she could answer, alarms blared throughout the laboratory. The U-BAT's screen erupted with warnings in 12 different languages, all screaming the same message. Extreme. Biohazard. Detected. Venomous species classification unknown. Initiating emergency containment protocols. The laboratory doors sealed with a pneumatic hiss. Emergency barriers dropped from the ceiling, separating them from the rest of the station. Through the transparent aluminum walls, Daisy could see other researchers insectoid klaxions, crystalline vortham, and gaseous nepheli backing away in obvious alarm. What the hell? Daisy yanked her hand back from the scanner. I'm not venomous. The U-BAT's artificial intelligence core activated, projecting a holographic avatar, a neutral, geometric shape that pulsed with each word. Warning. Sample contains unprecedented levels of toxic compounds. Analyzing. Ethanol metabolites, caffeine derivatives, capsaicin residue, compound acetyl salicylic acid, nicotinamide, and 17 unidentified chemical weapons. Oscar's face went pale. Chemical weapons? Daisy, what did you... I had coffee this morning. Daisy shouted at the AI. And a bagel. And I took an aspirin for my headache. The AI processed this information. Clarification required. You intentionally consumed known toxins? This behavior indicates either suicidal ideation or you are misidentifying your species classification. I'm human. Species classification. Homo sapiens. Soltris. Terra. The AI's avatar flickered uncertainly. Impossible. No species consumes neurotoxins, blood thinners, and cellular irritants recreationally. Scanning for venom glands. None detected. Scanning for toxin production organs. Negative. EERRR. Subject contains weapons-grade chemicals, but lacks production capability. Please identify your venomous source creature. By now, a crowd had gathered outside the laboratory. Station Commander Xyloth, a towering klaxion with multiple compound eyes, pressed against the barrier. His translator crackled. Dr. Chen, remain calm. We're contacting your species' embassy. How were you weaponized? Is this a human? Military augmentation? Quote, nobody weaponized me. Daisy protested. This is normal. Oscar, tell them. Oscar had been frantically typing on his datapad. Okay, I think I see the problem. U-BAT. Access Human Nutritional Database. File permissions. Martinez Oscar. 7. 7, 3. The AI paused. Accessing. Oh, oh, oh no. The red alarms faded to yellow, then to a confused orange color that the U-Bat had apparently never needed before. Let me get this straight, the AI said slowly. Humans regularly consume caffeine, a pesticide that kills insects; capsaicin, a compound that causes burning pain to deter consumption; ethanol, a solvent and disinfectant; theobromine, lethal to most carbon-based lifeforms. And you do this for pleasure? Well, when you put it like that, Daisy started. And this? Aspirin, the AI continued, its tone approaching something like horror. You thin your blood on purpose? To stop pain? That would kill a Vortham in minutes. Oscar had pulled up a data file. U-Bat. I'm uploading humanity's complete dietary and pharmaceutical database. You're going to want to sit down for this. Metaphorically speaking, the AI began processing the data. Its avatar flickered through several colors. You eat fruit that other species consider toxic. You consume plants that evolved defenses specifically to not be eaten. You deliberately breed plants to be more toxic for flavor. You create medicines from willow bark that would hospitalize a Klaxion. You drink fermented substances that are literally cellular poison. Pretty much, Daisy said, starting to relax now that the AI seemed more confused than alarmed. Is this going to be a problem? The AI was silent for a long moment. Recalibrating threat assessment. Humans are not venomous. Humans are persistently self-poisoning for recreational and medicinal purposes. Classification: insane. Hey, Oscar objected. Reclassifying: highly tolerant to environmental toxins, extremely resistant to chemical warfare, possess unprecedented xenobiological metabolism. Potential threat level, if militarized. Catastrophic. Current threat level: minimal, assuming adequate coffee supply. The containment barriers lifted. Commander Xyloth cautiously approached the laboratory entrance. So, you're not dangerous? Daisy held up her coffee mug, which she'd brought from Earth. Not unless you try to take this before I've finished it. The Klaxion's antennae quivered the equivalent of nervous laughter. Noted. Dr. Chen, perhaps we should add some warning labels to human habitation areas. Caution. Occupants regularly consume compounds classified as toxic by 847 council species. Oscar grinned. That's going to make the cafeteria interesting. Hey, U-Bat. Wait until you process my blood. I had Thai food last night. Extra spicy. The AI's avatar turned a distinctly worried shade of purple. Please tell me extra spicy is not what I think it means. Oh, it absolutely is. Daisy laughed. Welcome to humanity, U-Bat. We're the species that looked at poison and said, I bet that would taste good on chicken. The AI made a sound that could only be described as a digital sigh. I need to update approximately 4 million medical files, and possibly file a complaint with the Galactic Council about inadequate species warnings. As the station returned to normal operations, Daisy caught Oscar's eye and winked. 3 years ago, they'd wondered if humanity had anything special to offer the galaxy. Apparently, they did. The unique ability to turn toxins into recreational beverages and still show up to work on time. The galaxy, it seemed, had a lot to learn about humans, and humanity was just getting started.